looks like the stream is running. Hi everyone, I'm TigerHawk23, and today we are going to do Python stuff. I thought of a thing to do. We're going to make patterns with stars. What does that mean? I mean we're going to print out a bunch of asterisks and make little shapes with them. Triangles, squares, X, etc. So let's do that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So this is something where you end up with, for example, this and then that, etc. And then you have, the last line. So the idea is to get things like this, or maybe a square. But not actually hand writing it. So the point of these exercises is twofold, really. First is it teaches you about algorithms and how to recognize and kind of codify what patterns you're seeing, what you want to do. And the other part is doing it in Python. How do you print things? How do you have a basic loop, etc.? So these are good kind of beginner stuff to look at. So let's say we want a pyramid, a triangle like this. Let's do that. We're going to put it into a function, and how about we will send it the height that we want. It'll be an integer. I can tell you right now. So we want to loop over the height in some way. We're going to have a range object because we want to first print just one asterisk, and then 2, and then maybe 3. We'll have a solid pyramid. We could have fill equals that by default, and that'll be the fill character. So first we would have to, let's do it the easy way with formatting. We could do, should we do it the brute force way by printing a bunch of spaces beforehand? We could do that. Let's do it the very basic way first. So let's say if we had, for example, a height of 10, then we would have we would want to start with 10 spaces and then an asterisk, and then 9 spaces and then an asterisk, so on until 0. And we would also want to do 1 asterisk and then 2, and then 2 separated by the fill. So let's do that. Print space times, now when we start, we're going to start from 0. We need to do something first. For I in range height. Very good. So it's going to start at 0, and actually let's do 1 to height. So we're going to start at 1, and we want to print 1 star, but we need to print 10 spaces beforehand. And when we're at the second row, we will need to print 9 spaces, so that goes down. And the way we have something going down is by subtracting. So we start at height, minus I, and we will need to do this for order of operations. So height is always going to be, 10, for example, if that's what we send in. So it'll start with I being 1, so we'll start with 10 minus 1, that's 9 spaces, and then we'll have 10 minus 2, 8 spaces, and that'll decrease it as we go. And we also want to print let's say we'll actually print the first one by itself. Print this times height minus I, and then star. Okay. And now each subsequent row will have 2 stars. Let's say we're going to have something dot join 2 stars. And join makes a new string with whatever you put here. Between each character. So if we had, for example, a 1, this would make a string of an asterisk, and then 1, and then the other asterisk. That's what we want to do. So we want actually several things, and that would be fill times, let's say I minus 1, because we want to start with 0. And we will end that. Okay. If name equals main, and what is this, you ask? This is if this module is being run as the main program. So if we go to our command line and run pi whatever this file's name is, it will execute this block, whatever's in it. But if we just import it as a module, then it will not run. Name's main, pyramid, 10, how about? With the default fill of a space. Okay. And let's call this, gotta find the place to put it, has to seek in the hard drive, blah blah blah, it's very slow. Python scripts, and let's call it stars. Great. So let me turn this on, and we will run that. What do I get? What did I do wrong? Oh, I forgot to close the. Yeah. Oops. Now it'll work. Nope. Whoops. I don't need that because it's 0. Why did I do that? Thought I was still in the loop. I wasn't. Let's try it again. Height. Oh, I need to do that because the multiplication operator has higher precedence. What comes first? Let's try that once more. And now we get this. Uh-oh, what happened? We have a triangle. So, here's what we will do. This has an easy fix, but a triangle is also something we might want. So what we'll do is we'll make a little helper function. Shape. Let's call it draw. And then we have the shape, and then the height, and the fill equals that. If shape is pyramid, we will do one thing, otherwise triangle facing right. How about we will do, we'll call this triangle, just kind of generically. We're going to do triangle with the shape being do we want multiple functions? No, I don't think so. It's gone. Triangle shape. Okay. So we'll have, if shape is triangle on the right, kind of a right aligned triangle, not necessarily a right triangle, or not just. So to actually, let's make this a pyramid. So the number of spaces has to be multiplied by 2. Fill times 2 times this, right? But if we don't want it to be a pyramid, then we want to not multiply by 2, which means we can multiply by 1. Pyramid equals 2. Elf shape. I think that's fine for now. Else pyramid equals 1, and then this will be pyramid. Okay. And then triangle right. How about triangle left? Let's actually call this, let's say pyramid. If it's a pyramid, we want 2. Otherwise, we want 1. So if it's a pyramid, we want to multiply the space inside by 2. Otherwise, we don't. Now how about if we want a triangle like this, or a triangle like this on the bottom? We also forgot the last line. We want star times height times pyramid. Yes, very good. If let's just call it left and right. If shape is left, how will we change that? We'll either, these spaces, we either want them or we don't. Actually, let's say yes. So if the shape is left, a left aligned triangle, we will not want to start with any spaces, but if it's a right-facing triangle or a pyramid, then we do. So if the shape is left, let's say lead for leading spaces equals something, I don't know yet, else lead equals, I don't know yet. We'll figure that out. So where do we want to change that? This plus this times that times lead. So that'll be either 1 or 0. So we want it to be 0 when it's left, otherwise no. So what we can do here, else 1, we have a Boolean condition and we're assigning 0 and 1. So we can make that a little more streamlined by saying lead equals, if it is left, 0, shape not equal to left. And then we can delete all that. Okay, let's see what happens right now. Pyramid of 10, and let's run that. Oh, I got a pyramid. Oops. And I have to use the actual name. Shape, pyramid. Okay. That'll work better, I think. Oops. That's the sort of mistake that, if it were the other way around, it would catch as a syntax error. I wanted to actually assign, not to make an equality comparison. That's my mistake. If you have somewhere that could only handle an equality comparison, like an if, like if I had done this instead, it would have a syntax error immediately. Because you can't do that. If an assignment. In Python, that is not allowed. Some other languages will let you do that because they have assignments automatically return whatever value was assigned. Not in Python. So if pyramid had already been assigned somewhere and I was saying equal because I wanted to reassign it to 2, but I did a comparison instead, then it would never have been reassigned to 2. And I would be wondering, why isn't it 2? So let's try that again. Neat. Let's add some more testing. I see that it's slightly off. Space plus this, that'll be better. Okay, now how about a triangle of right aligned, also of height 10? And how about a triangle of left and 10? What now? We have our triangle there's not much I can do about that. And then we have this. Why does it do that? We have our leading space. Our space there. And then what's this doing hanging out over here? I'll tell you what. Let's do that, huh? A little separator. Alright. So we have our pyramid, and then we have our right triangle that doesn't have quite enough things in it. And then we have this hanging out over here when it shouldn't be. So I think our condition here is wrong. Shape not equal left. We want to have leading whenever the shape let's try changing this to right and see what happens. I don't know. No, I think that was correct. Oh, this needs to also be multiplied by the leading. Very good. And then I think it needs one more star for those triangles. And if it's a pyramid, it does not. So plus star times pyramid minus 1. So that'll either put 1 asterisk if it's a pyramid, or none. Let's see what happens. That's wrong. It did the opposite of what I wanted. That's never a good thing. Pyramid. So we'll do 1 if it's a pyramid. I don't want that. Let's do this. Not pyramid. So not pyramid minus 1. So if we have pyramid being true, then that'll be 2. Then we subtract 1 for 1, and we will not. That'll turn it to 0. And that means we will not do that. And if it's not a pyramid, then pyramid will be 1, and we will subtract 1 and get 0, and not 0 is 1. That should work better. Yay! So we have drawn a pyramid and a right-facing right triangle and a left-facing, I don't know where its face is, a right aligned right triangle and a left aligned right triangle. How about a box? Actually, let's change the fill. That should be fun. How about the letter X in all these? Let's run that again. Now it's filled with the letter X. Neat. Let's actually make this 9. And the pyramid should be symmetrical. No? I thought it would be. Perhaps not. We have this, etc. and so forth. I don't know. That's okay. Oh, because it starts with 2 and starts with no space instead. So that's not what affects it. Let's say it always starts with 1 space. Minus 1. Let's change that to just I. What now? Now we are again missing something. No, I don't like that change. Okay. This would have to start with 1. Print a bunch of spaces maybe, and then fill times 0 or 1 times I minus 1. Oh, this is if we could just start at 0. Let's see how that works. Bit of a problem there. Never mind. It's good enough. It's good enough. This is called off by one errors, where I want one more over here and not over there. And yeah. We have our fill. This is the only place it's used. Times 0 times I minus 1. Let's do or 1. So if it's 0, it'll turn into 1. Let's try that again. No, that turns it into 2 instead of nothing. So no. Oh, it's because I start with 2. Why do I always have either no fill or starting with 2? No, this starts with nothing, and then 1, etc. So that's kind of correct, but if it's a pyramid, then it's not happy. Let's say actually, there's not much I can do about that, is there? Let's do the following. Can I draw one, as I am expecting to be able to do? We need an X there, another X there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 4, etc. So it would need to be +1, I guess. Let's move this over here, times fill, pyramid, times this. What am I doing? What in the world am I doing? Okay, if it is a pyramid, I want to add 1 to each one. Here we go. Plus pyramid. Let's try that for size. What did I do? Oh, this thing. That's my bad. Alright. Missing a little something there. That is not a good pyramid. We have I minus 1. Do we want I plus 1? We start at 1 and we want 2. Maybe we should just make this I plus 1. Now what? Nope. No good. That's, you know what, that's close enough. Off by 1 errors are the 3 most difficult parts of programming are, or no, sorry, I messed up the joke. That's okay. Never mind, everyone. this works well enough, triangles, etc. And I think that will be the stream for today, because I tried to jam everything in one function. That's not what people usually do. They have one function to make this kind of triangle, one function to make that kind of triangle, and they don't do this kind of stuff. And yeah. So there you go. I should probably have just looked at the actual numbers of fill that I wanted. Instead of 0, 2, 4, I want 1, 3, 5. But that's okay. Pyramid times I minus 1. Fill times pyramid. This is just whether we have whether we want to double it. This is the character we're using. This is whether it's doubled. And we start at 0, and then 1 becomes 2. Yeah, that's a factor of how I designed it. Pyramid times I minus 1. Maybe I can do this plus 1. What happens? No. So, no, that's definitely not going to work. Alrighty. That's good enough. I'm tired. Maybe we'll fix that off by 1 error later. Another day, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, that's the stream. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.